Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today I'm going to be making Italian sausage buns. I think these will be nice. They've got spinach, they've got sausage in them, mushroom seasoning, so they're going to be nice. I'm going to add a half a cup of whole wheat flour into a bowl. A cup and a half of all-purpose flour. Now you know I'm changing the recipe already before I get really started. You need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay. We need 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay, now for everybody who is using store-bought baking powder, you're going to have to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. So if you make your own baking powder, do not add the baking soda. It'll mess you up. Yeah, of course you're here to do this. I'm getting stuck away thinking what I want to do. I know you're probably saying, why don't you get... I do, but like I told you, I don't have room in here, so I have to sit there sometimes and go and get stuff. If I don't forget it, it'll definitely be because I don't have any room. All right, now they want 1/3 a cup of chilled butter. That is 5 tablespoons and 1 teaspoon. I had everything out all night just so I could sit there and make this dish. Okay, that should be just about there. Okay, you are going to grater this butter in. If your butter is real soft and you can't grater it, use a pastry cutter. Cut it in or use 2 knives. Let me see, how hard is this? No, that ain't gonna work. I'll cut mine in with a pastry cutter. It's too soft. If it was frozen, I'd say, yeah, I got this. So I'll cut it in small pieces. Make sure they get flour on them. And when I go to cut them, there won't be a lump in there. Those are tricks I learned. I'll show you. You know what? I'm just going to move you. That'd be easier for me. And you can see what I do is make sure they're coated. So when I go to use the pastry cutter, they won't be sticking together and it's hard to work with. A few tricks you learn. So you have to stay up on top of this if you're cooking, and you want to be able to cook new dishes as they change the language around. You learn new things. See, most people, when you say creamed corn, you think you just open a can of corn, and because it says cream on it, it's creamed. It's not. Because I remember creamed corn that you used to have to make it, but I lost the recipe. I just got the recipe again. It just surprises me how much I've lost from my grandparents. I remember a lot, but there's some things that I haven't been able to have because I didn't remember it. Like I have the old cookbooks. I want to make some fig sweets. And I said, well, these look interesting. I want to redo the stuffed dates. I didn't like the way they came out. But I did show you how they want them. But I think it's the pink pepper they want. Now you want your flour to get coarse. Very coarse looking. See, my butter wasn't frozen enough to grade. But it's not warm enough either. Sort of in the middle. Okay, I got that about as much as it's going to break up. So now we're going to add the buttermilk. We want 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk, and we are going to work it in into the middle. Try not to handle it any more than you have to for now, because it'll become tough. You don't want it to become tough. And we'll wrap it up in saran wrap, which you know is plastic wrap. And we'll stick it in the refrigerator while we get the filling done, and then we'll take care of this part. I'm just trying to get the rest of the flour up as much as I can. They'll tell you, the less you handle your pastry, the better and the lighter it is. And if you're seeing me twist this as I hit down at the bottom, that is to work the flour that's on the bottom into the rest of it, and you can see that it is working slowly. I think I got most of it, and I can do a little handling, and we'll get this in the refrigerator. Reason we want it chilled is to make sure that the butter stays, the crust stays flaky, because the butter will hard up and then just not be mushy. That's why you use knives and pastry cutters to cut it in. Shoot, I cut my nails. Now the reason you don't use wax paper is the batter will dry out. Foil, no. Saran wrap seals it quite nicely. Now the last little bit I have to do is to get this into a disc, and I will be done. But you can feel it that it is very nice. Just give him the last tablespoon, that's it. I know it looks like I'm pressing hard, but it's not. As you can see, it's still flaky. And now we'll get the filling done, and we'll let this chill up. Jesus, Sandra, where are you going to put it? Oh, I don't know. I don't have any room anyway. Okay, let me see what they want us to do now that we did this. How much oil do you want? Okay. You're going to need a frying pan. I don't think you need an extra large one. I just think you need a regular size. Now this is only going to make 8 of them. How do you want this? You want it, you do it. How do you want this done? All right, we need 1 medium-sized onion, coarsely chopped. This one's changing. I should have cut it in half first. It would have been easier. I'm taking the hard way this time. What? Do I have an onion growing here? Yes, I do. I got a pregnant onion. See that? Want it coarsely chopped? Why? Every recipe I read wants them chopped very nicely. Another thing you should know about knives, if you don't use a paring knife and you have to pare, you can end up cutting your finger. So you get the right size knife that you need. A lot of people say just use whatever knife you have. But if you're going to do something, you do it right. So you want them coarse. Well, I'm chopping them, they're not going to be all the same size. But anyway. I wanted to watch the news this morning while I was cooking, but I would forget to turn you on, so I said I'll catch it after I'm done. Oh. Believe you me, they're not all the same sizes. She said coarse. This will be coarse for me. All right. Now what do they want now? This you're going to put in a bowl. Sorry, we're going to have a couple of bowls around here. No, not this one. Put the onion in this one. We have a few things we have to do. Now they want 3 ounces of mushrooms trimmed and sliced only. Well, I have them here. I haven't cleaned them. I'm going to wash them. Just give me a minute. I don't know what size your mushrooms are, so I can't tell you. Let me see if the onions and mushrooms go the same time into the pan. Can I put them together? Yes, we'll be able to put the mushrooms at the same time. We put the onions in, so the bowl that has the onions, put your mushrooms in. And they only want the mushrooms sliced. Okay, I could do that. So what are you guys having today? Today is supposed to be 80, but it was chilly last night. Okay, put these with your onions as well. How they want us to prepare the spinach. They said they want half a package of frozen chopped spinach, thawed and drained. All right, I have that. They say use a 10 ounce, if you can find a 10 ounce package. They hadn't unloaded them, so I had to buy a larger one. Left this out all night too. This is what they're talking about. They want you to squeeze the liquid and stuff out of it. Because if you have it in there, they're gonna fall apart. It'd be too much liquid. Now we'll just let that drain. Isn't it nice to know I can put water everywhere? Okay, we now need 3 ounces of mozzarella cheese. Now they said that can be 3/4. If you need somebody to tell you, it's 3/4 of a cup. Okay, where did I put it? Up here. All right, this is 8. This was a pound. This is half a pound, which is 8 ounces. So if I take half of this, that will be 4 ounces. I know you want 3 ounces, where I'm doing the best I can. We're going to take half of this. That should be enough. Okay. actually have to clean up behind myself at the same time here. This should be enough cheese, I think. Okay, it's a few big pieces. All right, put that to the side. You notice we're putting everything aside. Now we have to get the sausage. And what they want us to do with the sausage is we're going to remove the casings. That's easy, you just squeeze it. Now you squeeze it well, you will get it all out. You'll be left with that. It does slip out of your hands. That's what you see me have a hard time holding it. Now, don't go and do it like this and like this. Say I got enough of it. You don't want it like that. You're really going to have to use your thumb against it and really squeeze to get it out. How many sausages did I have? Did you see how many? Oh God, I gotta count. I think I used 2, 4, 6, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I used 4. How many did I put in there? Well, if you didn't count, I'll read it to you. He wants 6 ounces, okay? I forgot that I should have just given you the count. All right, you're going to need a teaspoon, 1 little teaspoon of olive oil in a frying pan. Ah, shoot a brick. I dropped that down the side. Thank God, because that will be a fire. Don't worry, I'll get you over there. I think we've done just about everything we have to here. Two tablespoons of that. I don't even know if I have that much in here. Yeah, I have 2 tablespoons in here. Okay. You're going to put this over a low heat and heat the oil up, and I'll bring you over. Just give me a minute. Something left in this. This is paper. Get all that straight. Okay. Because the sausage is not 100% sausage, it has fillings in it like soy powder and stuff. That's protein, but it also binds it more together. And they don't want you to burn the flour. That's why you have to be careful that your flame is not too high when we go to brown it. Okay, we got everything. We're just waiting for that, and then we can move forward. I know you're waiting for me. I'm waiting for the pan. I can't do anything until then. It's getting there. So remember, the reason we have it on a low flame is because of the stuff they put in the sausage. It's only one paragraph for us to do all of this and get the filling going. We're going to need an ungreased cookie sheet or something to put these on. Just a baking sheet. Okay. A lot of people like to smoke or sit there and smoke meat, not cigarettes and joints, or pipes or cigars, but meat, so they can get away from the fillers and stuff that they put in them. And they can sit there and try different flavors and seasonings and come up with new ones. Because you're pretty limited when you buy from the store. They're only going to make certain ones that sell very fast. They keep rotated. That's why I got that book. I said, I'm going to learn to do this. So see how the fluid holds them together? You see how it doesn't break up like regular meat? That's how you can tell. Now I have the recipe to make this. I just don't know how to clean the casings. I need somebody to actually show me. Because when my father got sausage made, he just took it to the butcher and told him what kind of sausages he wanted made, you know, and that was it. So did my mother. I don't know if they do this in the city or not. I have no idea. Now they want us to continue until this is brown completely. They want no pink because we're going to be stuffing these. Well, this is the stuffing I'm making right now. And remember, these also have sugar in them, so that's why they're browning. If you can see it, I don't know if you can see it, but right there, they're browning because of that. I tried making a meatloaf one time with Italian sausage. Oh my God, it was a horrible sausage. It did not break down into the meat, and I wanted the flavor of the sausages in my meatloaf. So I decided that if I ever found a recipe for to make Italian sausages, I'd mix that with ground meat and make a sausage. I mean a meatloaf out of it. Now that I have the recipe, I'm going to have to make a conservative effort. I'm tired. Put your onions and mushrooms in. Now this is going to be cooking for about 5 minutes. I'll stir it periodically and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, you're going to add the spinach now. And we're still on a low flame cooking. 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. About a teaspoon of basil. And tomato paste, they want 2 tablespoons. I need liquid more that will cook out. That tomato paste will take care of it. Turn it off. We're going to have to let this cool some before we can add the cheese in. So I'm going to put this to the side for now. Just finishing mixing up the tomato paste. And that's it. We've got the pastry in the refrigerator chilling so we can get a flaky crust. This has to cool so we can stir our cheese into it. So that's it for a little bit until it cools down. So instead of chatting and burning your ear off, I'm going to sit there and get my dishes done. And I've made a mess, and I will be back. Okay, it's time for us to stir the cheese in. Mine is still quite warm, but you're going to stir the cheese in. And then we'll get everything ready to put them together and bake them. I don't think they're fried from what I've seen. That's the filling for what we're going to be making. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to turn you down. I put the cheese in and I just stirred it around. This is the stuffing. Sorry about that. I'm just mixing it up. That's all you're doing. And this is our stuffing. Tastes a little interesting. So let me get the dough out. And I do apologize. I didn't realize you couldn't see. I just poured the cheese in and stirred it around. That was it. Yes, you catch me drinking water and everything else. I can't have coffee, and I can't have tea, and I can't have soda, so I make my own drinks because they all have caffeine in them. And my body can't handle caffeine. I did not know that. I sure accidentally found out. But I love my drinks better than coffee or tea. Now I have cutters. I don't know how big they want them, so let me see first. I know I have a 4-inch one. Oh no, I don't have one this size. They want 6-inch rounds. What else do you want me to do? I have to read this, so don't get upset. Okay. All right, you're gonna need a bowl, small bowl with some water in it, and you need a brush. So we can seal these up. Put that to the side, because you don't want your counter wet. Okay, we got that ready. I'm not even going to turn the oven on until I get this thing started. All right, they want us to roll the dough into a thick rope. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to knead it a bit. Make sure I get all this flour worked in. Because if it's not worked in when you go to roll it out, it won't stay together. Okay. As you handle it, you'll notice the butter's going to melt from your hands. We're making 8 of these, right? Yeah. They want a big, fat rope. Now, if you roll the edges, it's going to be real thick in the middle, so you got to make sure. Yeah, I figured you were going to do this to me. Okay. I don't know why it's acting up, but I'll work it out. Since I'm making 8, I'll measure it 8 inches, and then I will just cut it to 8 inches. Just as simple as that, 1 inch for each one. I'll mark them and then I'll cut them. 1. That should give me 8 equal ones. See, I knew these were going to be smaller. Need a pen. Let's see, in my palm, I can already get it almost 4 inches. And they want it 6 inches. It's almost like making tortillas. Oh my goodness, what I think of. Consuelo used to make them for us. Oh, we loved the tortillas. We would sit there and just eat them with butter. We just enjoyed it so much, my brothers and I. Yeah, I know it's not a circle. Just about. And as you can see, I'm taking my time. You're probably saying, hurry up, won't you? Hey, I'm 72. I have a right. I can do it. I don't have to race around like a maniac. All right, how much do you want me to put in this? Spoon sausage mixture into the center of each round. Well, how much do you want me to take? I guess you want a lot. Okay, get a spoon. Did you shrink in the process of this? Nope, you didn't. Okay. I guess we can put a lot into this. I really want to make a half moon and make pies. You know, instead of going in a circle and pinching it all up. But that's how they want it. But I don't want to do it like that. They want a heaping amount. Can do the edges, which we've done before. Well, see, I would like to shape mine like pies that you could hold instead of like this. Wouldn't it be nice if I just did it in an arch? But they want it like this. See, I don't like it like this. Well, and that's how they want them done. I don't know if this is going to leak through or not because I've never made these before, but I'm definitely pinching them together. The reason I'm doing like this is to get it started in a circle so it doesn't come that far off being a circle. Next time I make these, I'm going to make them pies the way I like them and not like this. Yeah, that's pretty much 6. This one is not. That's under 6. I hope you notice that as I do these dishes, you learn different skills. You can see how they're done. Skills overlap. It's not just for one thing. Yeah, you want all this squeezed together. This is not going to go the way you want it to. Well, I'm going to continue doing this to finish up the meat, and I will be back when I finish. They don't look that great. Anyway, I'm getting them down. Okay, they want seam side down like this, and you're going to bake it 20 minutes. So, I will be back in 20 minutes. Okay, here they are. They have to cool before I can do anything with them. In other words, set them for dinner. Okay, listen, you take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.